Welcome one, welcome all, deep fat fried, suck my balls, yeah. All right, so if you want to support Deep Fat Fried and other things that fall under the banner of pessimist productions, such as The Amazing Atheist and the various Ideology, TJ Does Life, Cinema for Cynics, got a big Cinema for Cynics video coming up, be sure to become a patron of Pessimist Productions. You get all the Friday shows, plus tons of other content. It's all detailed very explicitly on the Patreon itself. Check it out. One of the top Patreons on Patreon for a fucking reason.
Also, coming up this month, Dank Dungeons and Drunken Dragons.
Yep. We're going to be... we've been talking about that. We've been talking that up the last few shows. We're going to be... we're going to be getting high, getting drunk, playing Dungeons & Dragons, releasing it to the public. We are going to be shooting that on the 22nd of this month, so it should be coming out on the 23rd, and that is going to be a patrons-only event, so be sure to become a Patreon, hopefully right now, but really before that date, for sure. All right, so we have a little presentation for you. It's very important stuff, so...
Well, before we get started tonight, gentlemen, I'd like to invite you and everyone out there in the chat to close your eyes and imagine going back in time, not to human history, but to pre-human history, okay? Our ape-like ancestors. We're all members of a tribe, all of us here, a roving band of weak, scared little monkey men, hiding from most of the challenges that life throws at us, scrabbling around in the dirt for nuts and berries and what small game we can put our grubby ape-like hands on. And one day, we're all huddled together on a rocky outcropping at the edge of a big stand of jungle, and we hear a storm start. Now, a storm to us means death and destruction, because when a storm happens, the great eye that lives in the sky, that watches us all day and night, hurls great bolts of energy down and lights the whole forest upon fire. We know this happens, and since time immemorial, we've been running from it. And it happens tonight. As we're all huddled together on that rocky outcrop, a lightning bolt comes streaking down out of the sky and lights the jungle near where we are laying ablaze. And we all run. All of us except for one. One juvenile male individual stands defiantly and watches the fire. Tilts his head knowingly as if he sees something in the fire that the others don't see. He strides forward, even as his tribesmen run further and further away from the burning jungle, and he grabs a tree branch that's ablaze at one end, and he holds it aloft, and he walks back to the tribe with it. That monkey man was the first American. The first American, TJ. The first one to face the fire and the flames and to not turn their face away in fear. That was the first American, and that's what we're here to talk about tonight, TJ, is America. Now, I saw some people in the chat that seemed to have gotten this episode misconstrued. You read me a comment from somebody that said, uh-oh, it's going to be some salty Americans in the chat tonight. Well, I hate to pour salt in the wound, foreigners, but Americans are going to feel like thumping their chests and jumping up and doing backflips tonight. It's the rest of you. The rest of you that are going to feel shame and torment because you do not live in the greatest place that's ever existed on the face of this planet, the United States of America. Now, on this show, Scotty, there's been some America bashing. There's been some America bashing, Scotty, out of you, out of me, out of TJ, and you know what? Our great Constitution protects our ability to do that. We can sit here on our fat asses and impugn the fucking country that we live in. But you know what? There comes a time where every fucking American has got to take a stand. And we've got to assert our position in this country. Now, in this world, now more than ever. It's become in vogue to make fun of America, to fuck on America. Well, tonight we're going to try and undo some of that damage and let the rest of the world know where we stand and where they stand.
Not that the rest of the world could ever really do us any damage beyond just like,
Well, that's part of the point.
mildly irritating.
That's part of the point, but we'll get to that. We'll
Yeah.
get to that, TJ. The first act of this 3-act play that we're going to do here tonight is called America Invented Everything.
Everything.
Now, you might say,
I mean,
no,
did
this
it-
is not true.
Yeah,
Many inventions
yeah.
happened before America happened. Well, I tell you what, those inventions were made by Americans. Americans that just happen to be living in some other shithole country because America hadn't been invented yet. You want proof?
Yes.
You want proof of how
please.
the entire modern age is thanks to America? Well, let's talk about some of the things that America has invented, but we're not even going to talk about modern inventions. We're going to talk about 17th, 18th, and early 19th century inventions that came out of America. You ready for this shit?
I'm ready.
Here
I
we-
am ready.
Well, maybe not 17th, but 18th and 19th century inventions. Here we go.
13th century invention.
13th century. Well, we could start at the beginning, like I did. We invented fire.
As we just learned.
What are you looking at here? You're looking at swim fins. Now, before America came along, human beings were basically like gimped seals in the ocean, okay?
Yeah, I mean, we sucked.
We couldn't escape
Couldn't
a
do
fucking
anything.
Look, we're not
shark.
aquatic animals.
No, we're not.
But we looked at them and we said, hey, they got fins.
It took an American.
Yeah,
it took
and
an American to look at a fish, and instead of going, oh, gee whiz, I wish I could swim like a fish could, an American went like, fuck it, I'm going to swim like a fish. And he invented the swim fin. Now, actually, this part of the swim fin wasn't invented by him. He actually invented swim fins that went on your hands.
Cool.
But it was the first swim fin invented in
But it led-
1717 right here
It
in
led
America.
to this,
What?
for sure.
Yes.
1717 in
Yeah.
the United States of America.
We weren't even
Benjamin
officially the
Franklin.
United States of America
But we were-
yet. We were just the colonies at this
Benjamin
point.
we were coming
Franklin.
together. We were coming
Yeah,
together.
Benjamin Franklin, our esteemed founding
Yep,
father.
invented wooden swim fins in 1717. His original design consisted of 10-inch long, 6-inch wide palettes that you put on your hands and you swam with. So there's Benjamin Franklin. We'll hear from him again. In fact, we'll hear from him right now.
motherfucker.
How long during human history was lightning, like I portrayed it earlier in the prologue? Lightning, one of our greatest enemies. We would build something only to have
Millennia.
it struck down by the heavens. It took a fucking American to decide, hey, why don't we just channel all that energy away and ground it into the ground? It took an American. It took the same American. Benjamin motherfucking Franklin was the first American to look up at the sky and go, why should we be afraid of that?
He earned his spot on that $100 bill. For
Oh,
sure.
absolutely, 100%.
All
So
about
the
the
lightning
Benjamins,
rod,
dude.
all thanks to Benjamin Franklin. In fact, a very famous story about him tying a key to a kite and watching the lightning strike it and ground out. And he came to understand that it was just electricity like anything else and could be channeled through a conduit. And all of a sudden, when there's a storm in the world, your house doesn't burn down. Your building doesn't burst into flames because America happened.
And do you see these people
Thanks,
thanking
America.
him? Do you see these fucking people thanking us, Paul?
Yeah.
Oh, of course not.
Press 2.
When
if
these
you-
fucking British
all right, so
or Canadian
hey,
fucks.
Chat. Press
Lightning
1.
bolt.
Press
Lightning
1.
bolt.
one
Oh,
if-
your house burns down.
Press 1 if you're an American. 2. Not even 2. Press like 8 if you're a foreigner.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd
Well,
like
then
to
it's
see
press
it, too.
T for
I
turd.
want to see. Yeah, press T for turd, actually. Fuck the 8. Press 1 for America's number 1. Press T if you're a turd from some other fucking shithole, quote-unquote, country.
We got a lot of Americans in here.
Yeah.
Hey, brothers. Oh, there's some foreigners, though.
Ugh.
Gross.
Yep, look at them. Look at them. Sprinkled
Feel
them on
dirty.
there. All of them. Every
Stream
last
feels
one
a
of
little-
them salty right now.
I see some of these 8s.
Hey, you guys smell
Those
some?
are T's.
You guys smell some shit on this stream?
Oh, man.
Oh, look at they're coming in. Gross.
Well,
Well, you know what?
Education,
It's okay
guys.
because they're
Education.
subservient to us.
yeah.
I'm gonna have Paul here to educate. Paul,
we're going to illustrate
Paul's going to
that.
educate.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something else. Probably every fat ass that's watching us right now is sitting in one. How about the swivel
chair,
What?
bitch.
How about the swivel chair?
I want to show you guys something with this.
Oh, no, we
Check
fucking
this out.
didn't.
Look at this. Here I am facing
The
this
swivel.
way. How can I look
Swivel.
at Paul and them? Do I need to
Swivel.
turn my head like this? No. Do I need to fucking start moving
man,
my chair?
right.
No. I just go like, whoop.
Thanks, America.
Thanks,
Hey,
America.
TJ, if there was no America, you know what you'd be doing? You'd be fucking literally shifting your entire chair each time.
Yeah, I'd
The
have to
Dark
sit there
Ages.
and turn it back and forth like some kind
The
of fucking
same-
caveman.
The same year
Hell no.
that America achieved its independence from those tea-sipping royalists, 1776, the greatest year ever, the year this country was born, the year the Dark Ages ended. was the year that Thomas Jefferson, one of the greatest Americans to ever live, decided that it was finally time to invent the swivel chair. And you know what he did? He pinned the fucking Constitution of the United States sitting in his swivel chair.
Bam!
How do you like that?
My mind is blown.
I like that a lot.
I mean,
like
look,
that.
even
You're
if-
welcome, foreigners.
Even if I was against it, Paul, I wouldn't know what to say at that point.
There's nothing you
I
can
mean, what can you say?
Here's one TJ's gonna love. Hey, TJ.
What's up?
America invented the motherfucking cupcake.
Oh,
That's
what
right.
now, bitch?
That's right.
What now, everyone
I mean,
else?
think about generations, people eating these giant cakes. You have to cut it. It's messy. It's not portable.
Some foreigner paid us money for me to talk shit at you.
Oh, really?
He said,
shit, okay.
why don't you keep talking shit, you Yankee fucks? I can't wait for your country to drown in its own sewage.
Wow, I would fucking respond to that, but I think that the fact that some foreign piece of shit paid me $5 to insult me just illustrates the point. You have to pay me to insult me, bitch. Get back on the bottom of the totem pole wherever you belong. I don't even know what country you're from, but if it ain't fucking red, white, and blue, if it doesn't have the bird of the American eagle soaring over sun-dappled fields, then you gotta pay me to even talk to me, bitch. What rung of the ladder are you standing on? Because I'm shitting on you from the top of the fucking ladder. How about that?
Oh, man.
How's that for shit talk?
Look at that cupcake,
I bet
too.
you that fat motherfucker that said that shit to you, Paul. I bet you that motherfucker's had a
I
ton
should
of
have
cupcakes in their
I should have
life.
found a nice patriotic cupcake.
I bet that dumb fuck is sitting in a swivel chair right now. You know what he'd
Munch
be
on
doing?
some cupcakes, bitch.
Yeah, munching on a cupcake. Here, you want to hear something else? You
Yeah.
want to hear something else that America brought to the masses?
Hold on, I got a better
Yeah,
cupcake
hold on.
picture at
We
least.
Oh, you got a better cupcake?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk a little more
Little
about
patriotic
the cupcake.
cupcake.
Yeah, you tell us about.
Oh, there we go.
Fuck yeah.
Let's see. A cupcake, fairy cake, patty cake, or cupcake with a space is a small cake designed to serve one person, frequently
Hell
baked in a small,
yes.
thin paper or aluminum cup. The earliest reference of cupcakes can be traced back as far as 1796, when a recipe notation of a cake to be baked in small cups was written in American Cookery by Amelia Sims.
Can't even be denied.
Nope.
America's writing the fucking title. American Cookery.
But you know what? Sometimes you don't want to eat all your cupcakes in one day. And you know what used to happen? They sat out and they got stale.
Oh, that's
Man.
But
that's
thankfully,
fun.
America happened. And in 1805, vapor compression refrigeration was invented in America.
What?
Uh-oh.
Oh, again?
Now, when you get meat and you're not near snow, you no longer have to eat it or dry it out before it turns
yeah, or
rancid.
put it in a disgusting barrel of salt or some
Yep.
shit.
Now you can just throw it in the
So
refrigerator.
how many non-Americans
Thanks,
have
America.
refrigerators, guys?
Yeah,
All
hey,
you foreign
all of you
fucks.
stupid fuckers who wrote 8 in the chat. How many of you guys don't have a refrigerator because you don't want to deal with that American nuisance?
Yeah,
huh?
stupid American technology, dumbass Yankees. Yeah, why don't you get rid of your refrigerators?
Go at your hardtack, you fucks.
Yeah, start icing everything down
Go
again.
salt your fucking meats now. Hey, it's time for you guys to salt your fucking meat.
Yeah, go bury some meat in your backyard. It won't rot too much.
Now, I got a question for Scotty. Scotty, you're a gentleman of refinement, are you not? You like the finer things in life.
Of course.
TJ, you
Silly
as
question.
well?
No, of course not.
You enjoy
Sometimes,
dining
sure.
on some lobster from time to time?
Yeah.
It is a delectable
Hell
meal.
yeah, lobster.
Now,
Of course.
before America, what you had to do to get a lobster is take your broke ass out with no swim fins, by the way, and scrabble around in the rocks hoping you catch one of these fast little bastards. But thankfully, America happened, and in 1808, the lobster trap was invented. Now,
yeah.
the entire world has clarified butter dripping down its chin and a mouthful of delicious fucking lobster tail, all thanks to the US of A. Because if we hadn't figured out how to trap these little motherfuckers, they'd be scuttling around on the bottom of the ocean floor
Laughing
away
away.
from our butter. They'd never fucking feel the sting of our hot clarified butter if it was not for America. So you're welcome. If you've ever enjoyed a fucking lobster, you're welcome. You're welcome. Hey, just doing what America does.
Surf and turf, bitches.
Making the bounty of the earth available to all of you. That's what we do for you.
You know, fucking, dude, it's not fucking surf without the turf, dude. But guess what? Thanks to this goddamn country, you guys can munch on that over in these other countries, these other fucking shitholes. You know, look, when Trump said the other countries are shitholes, I was pissed at him because he didn't go far enough. He didn't say every other country was a shithole.
Any of you eights in chat wearing a clothes right now? Because if you're wearing clothes, you better fucking thank Daddy America because we invented the sewing machine.
Bitch.
That's right. Before America came along, your grandma had to sew you a fucking jacket, and it looked like a quilted nightmare, and it took her 6 months, and you had to freeze balls wearing a wholly fucking patched together piece of shit that your great-grandmother sewed for you when you were born.
Dude,
Half the time they just cut some holes in a fucking potato sack.
Yeah, you're wearing fucking sacks and tunics and shit.
Yep. Cinch a rope around
Because no one
your
wants
fucking
to
waist.
sit there and fuck around with all that sewing, so they're just like, just wrap a fucking towel around your ass.
Yep.
But now we have
fuck
sewing
that. People were
machines.
naked, dude. There was barely even had clothes back in the day before America.
I didn't even mention Thomas Edison harnessing electricity and Nikola Tesla as well. But let's just talk about the danger of having electricity in your house, because you could have a power surge, a circuit could break, a faulty wiring, and your whole house could burn down. But thankfully, America's on the case yet again. We invented the fucking circuit breaker. You're welcome. So now, when part of your electrical system malfunctions, it just trips a breaker and no longer gets hot power to it, and your house doesn't burn down. You're welcome. You're welcome, foreign countries.
Lobster is not disgusting. You're a retard.
Here's another one for you, TJ.
They're arguing about Canada in the chat.
Dude, Canada will get theirs. We'll talk about Canada a little bit later.
All right.
Trust me.
Another one for me, huh? What you got?
We invented the donut.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right. The donut.
I just came
Look
a little.
at that fucking thing.
Look at that thing. Look at that.
yeah.
Look at that donut. Thanks, America. We invented it.
We invented the
Giant
donut
fucking donut,
as it's
dude.
known today, because there were donuts, but they didn't have holes, so they don't really count.
Do you know what you know what donut used to be before America got a hold of it, dude? If it existed at all, it was nothing. But you know what it would have been? It would have been a dry, stale fucking biscuit from some other country.
Oh, yeah.
Our country deep fucking fries it.
Yep.
Covers it in fucking icing and
some
sprinkles.
sugar on a biscuit.
God bless this fucking country, dude. If we wanted this shit right now, we could have it. These other countries, you know what happened, TJ? Sorry, sir, we're closed.
What do you do after you take a shit? Well, I'll ask Scotty, because I know TJ doesn't do anything. But Scotty, what do you do after you take a
Just
shit?
walk away.
You wipe your ass, Paul.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you better fall down on your knees, foreigners, and thank America, because we invented toilet paper. That's right. We invented toilet paper. Before us, you were wiping your ass with leaves and little patches
your
of
left
cloth
hand.
and shit with your left hand, and having to wash your duty rags until they got so stained and
You
covered
know what,
in
Paul?
corn and
I doubt
shit
they even
you couldn't
washed
use
it
them
all,
anymore.
dude. These fucking primitives, they probably have the shit fall on their ass from their asshole and they'd run off.
So, yeah, you're welcome. We invented toilet paper in
Thank
1857.
you, America. And by the way, when we switch over to the 3 seashells, that will also be invented in America.
Yep.
Oh, obviously.
How about the escalator, TJ? You don't like walking upstairs, do you? Is
Fuck
there
no.
a more American invention than the escalator?
I don't think there is, because
use-
it's like you look at a fucking flight of stairs, you're like, fuck, there's got to be a better way. And then some
there
American
is.
was like, you know what? There is.
Yep, there definitely
Instead
is.
of you walking up the stairs, maybe the stairs just take you up.
And for added
magically.
benefit, if a small child gets caught in it, they're killed instantly. Yep.
Yes.
So, I mean, look, we all win.
doing our part to
Entertainment.
thin out the overpopulation.
That's what I'm
problem.
saying. Entertainment, fun, exercise, everything.
There ain't a place of note in the world that
And look,
doesn't have
you
one
get
of
some
these.
exercise. You do have to step up a couple times. There's some little bit of exercise involved still.
Boo.
It's good.
How about something simple? How about the paper bag? Now, you'd think that all these great Europeans would have invented something as simple as the paper bag, but no, it took an American. It took an American to invent something as simple as a bag that you can carry your groceries home in. Congratulations, rest of the world. You suck. We made the paper bag a thing.
Yeah, man.
I mean, what did these other countries even do before us? I mean, like, they just carried all their shit home and, like, just
I mean,
in
they
their
were
hands?
fucking wiping their ass with rocks and shit. You know, they couldn't
Leaves
fucking
and pine
swim.
cones.
They couldn't refrigerate. Couldn't do shit.
And it doesn't stop there. How about, have you ever stolen a little smooch from a chick on a Ferris wheel?
Yeah, there you
who
go.
hasn't?
Have you?
You can't even do it.
Who hasn't, dude?
Well, guess what?
Look at that.
Say thank you to
Take
America
your
for
lady
that.
friend on the Ferris wheel.
Get a hand job on a fucking Ferris wheel.
The
Thanks
original
to America.
Ferris wheel was invented 2 years earlier by the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania bridge builder George Washington Gale Ferris Jr. in 1891.
Wow, he's got a lot of names.
George Washington
And George
Gale
Washington
and a very
is right
noble
in there.
name too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Can't deny his American heritage either.
the Ferris wheel. But let's talk about the more practical things. Now, this is one that's going to piss off some foreigners. America invented the car. People go, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. I want you, no, we didn't pull a picture of it, but if you want to see why America invented the car, go look at the cars that preceded Ford's Model T. big giant steam belly engines. They were novelty things. If anything, they maybe sparked the idea for the car, but it was Henry Ford that invented the car. The Ford Model T was the first car to ever be mass-produced, and in the first 10 years, he sold over 15 million of them.
The only car that
at
ever
a time
mattered.
when cars weren't even a thing. So I want you to think about it. We gave you the car. If not for us, you'd still be straddling a big steam fucking engine going... Yeah, on metal wheels.
We had an earlier car.
On metal wheels, by the way, because America invented galvanized rubber as well, as an aside.
I mean, of course.
So yeah, you'd be on metal wheels feeling every little pebble in the road on your big, hot, steam belly, coal-fired piece of fucking European shit. America invented the car. You're welcome. But not just the car. How long do you think, TJ, did humans look up at the sky and go, oh, gee whiz, I wish I could fly like a bird. I wish I could just take wing and fly in the sky like a bird. You know what it took? An American. We just did it. We were like, oh, yeah, I'd like to fly like a bird, too. So Wilbur and Orville Wright invented the airplane.
Yeah, they didn't sit around saying, like, man, that'd be cool. They just did that shit.
Gee whiz, wouldn't it be great to have wings like a bird? Fuck that. That's not an American sentiment. We don't sit around wondering why we can't. We just do.
Yeah, Leonardo da Vinci. Let Leonardo da Vinci sit around and draw it out and think about it. We're the ones who actually do that shit.
Yep, we make it happen. We make it happen. Go ahead and build a Da Vinci flying machine and see how far it gets.
See how far you get in that, bitch.
Yeah. See how far you get in that. I'll take myself a nice fucking American Boeing 747 if you don't mind. Let's talk about culture a little bit. I mean, we're going to get a little deeper into culture, but how about rock music? And you know what? You know what fits here better than just rock music? How about everything cool? Everything cool. Anything that's cool happened right here in America. Anything that you consider cool. And for proof of that, just look at what you spend your time doing. You spend your time posting American memes on American social media networks, on the American internet, talking about American bands and American movies. We own you. Everything that's cool. From sunglasses to fast cars to big guns
YouTube
to
started?
giant explosions to movies to music, everything came
YouTube.
from here.
It's from America. Twitter, America.
America. You're welcome.
Facebook, America.
But certainly rock music, popular music in general. Can you think about some of the distinctly American genres of music? Jazz, blues, hip hop.
Paul, you know what they had
country
before?
and western.
You know what they had before?
Rock,
they had
alternative.
They had classical music.
Yeah, before that they were fucking blowing bagpipes and playing accordions and doing
You want to look at what they were doing?
harps.
Because
That's
that, dude,
tra-la-la-la-la-da-da.
classical
Garbage.
music might have been a foundational type of music, but most people weren't listening to it. It was just somebody blowing on a lute or a kazoo, playing a little drum and something. And then America came along and gave you electric guitars and drum kits and bass guitars and lead singers that are androgynous with big cod pieces that shoot fire out of them. That came out of us, not you. Okay, and everything that you do is just a pale imitation. Any rock music that is credited being invented in your country, just remember what it's a subgenre of.
And by the way,
Remember where they
where
came
did those
from.
motherfuckers come? Like the Beatles.
Where did it come from?
Oh, you had the
Yeah.
Beatles. Where did they move to?
Yeah,
America, bitch.
America.
Where they learned everything they knew from. Anything that the Beatles came from was emulating America culture.
Yeah. Of course.
And
Where
American
do you
music.
think they learned how to pick up a guitar and play it from an American guitar player? Everything that happens in music, in movies, in popular culture happens because
Television,
America lets it happen.
science, every fucking goddamn thing. Everything.
Last but not least, let's talk about maybe the most life-changing, culture-changing invention of all time, the television. And this is a really interesting story. This really should shame foreigners because it wasn't even.
And by the way, you guys are not allowed to call it the telly because we invented it.
Yeah, it's the television. Say the full name. You don't
Or
get to. You
if
don't
you
get
want to
shorten
abbreviate
things.
it, you could shorten it to
TV.
I tell you what,
like a
yeah.
fucking
Retards.
reasonable person.
Yeah. You want to abbreviate it like we do. I tell you what, when you invent something, you can call it whatever you want. How's that? The television. And here's why foreigners should be particularly ashamed at the invention of the television, because it wasn't even one of our scientists or great lofty ivory tower intellectuals that invented the television. It was one of our farmers. That's right, a farm boy at the age of 14. Let's see, what was his name here again? His name was Farnsworth. He dreamed up his own idea for an electronic rather than mechanical television while driving a horse-drawn harrow at the family's new farm in fucking Idaho. As he plowed a potato field in straight parallel lines, he saw television in the furrows. He envisioned a system that would break an image into horizontal lines and reassemble those lines into a picture at the other end. One of our fucking farmers invented television.
Plowing
That's how
his
great
field?
America is.
Dude, Paul, you can just, I
Our
can just say the same.
farmers are better
Just
than your
plowing
scientists.
a fucking field, and he's like, you know what? How about TV? That sounds good. Does it?
The scientific might of the world combined couldn't beat one of our Idaho potato farmers.
At the age of 14.
At the age of 14. 14 years old. He invented the television. How do you fucking argue against that? There's just something special. People that are grown here in America are grown with a gene for greatness. We just make the world a better place. We make the world a livable place. We make the world in our own image. And that's what the next act of this is about. Act 2 is entitled, America Taught You How to Live. And it's true.
Show us how to live, guys.
We have touched
Show us how to
on
live.
American musical culture, but let's talk about the scope of American cultural spread. I'm going to read you a little quote here. In countries outside the United States of America, Americanization is the influence American culture and business have on other countries, such as their media, cuisine, business practices, popular culture, technology, and political techniques. The term has been used at least since 1907. So think about that. Since 1907, other countries have been going, oh shit, Americanization is happening. Why is that? Why is that? Why is American business cropping up all over the world? Why are American
How come
clothes the national standard?
There hasn't been a the fucking Britishization or the Germanification or any of that
Dude,
shit.
people talk about China. What are they building in China?
That ain't
what do
happening.
they want in China? Starbucks.
Yeah, they're
KFC,
trying to be American.
Pizza Hut.
That's why
They want to be us!
That's why China's ascendant right now, because they're emulating us. They're creating American cities and filling it with American businesses. Of course
They
they're
want to be us.
successful.
Of course. Because they're following the only model that fucking works.
Let's see. While not necessarily a pejorative term, it's most often used by critics in the target country who are against the influences. Salty people. Americanization is a bad thing. Meanwhile, they're wearing
go wipe
clothes.
your ass with a rock, bitch.
They're wearing Levi jeans
Go bury your
invented by an
fucking
American
meat.
and a pair of sneakers
Don't watch
invented
our
by an
television
American,
shows.
and a shirt that was sewed on a sewing machine that
Paul.
was invented by a fucking
Hey, Paul,
American.
What country was Netflix invented in?
America.
Oh, man. Yet again.
Don't even
Isn't
have
that
to
crazy?
pause to think.
Americanization has become more prevalent since the collapse of the Soviet Union, which was another barrier to us just dominating the world, but we took care of them. And especially since the advent of widespread high-speed internet use starting in the mid-2000s. In Europe, in recent years, there's growing concern about Americanization through Google, Facebook, Twitter, Amazon, Apple,
Keep
Uber,
it away.
among other internet-oriented
Quit
corporations
improving our
based in the United
lives,
States.
America.
One of us. One of us.
No, they'll never be
will
one of
make-
us.
No, they can't
They
be
need
one
to
of us.
understand, but you know what? They need to be happy for the crumbs that America throws their pathetic asses.
Oh, for sure. They should all be down on their knees thanking us for their lifestyle.
Look, TJ.
But they don't. It's because, like I said, it's in vogue.
the-
to
Why
hate
are they
America.
so? Why are they so jealous?
the
of our
dream is to be
greatness?
one of us, though, isn't it, TJ? So many people want to move to this country.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's why we got to pass laws just to keep the motherfuckers out.
That's true.
So let's talk. Let's break it down a little bit. And let's talk about culture, and let's talk a little bit about how America has influenced all these broad cultural things. Okay, so let's talk about the English language.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people, Brits, will go like, "We gave you your language." Bullshit. Let me give you a quote here. In the 1800s, American author Mark Twain once remarked, "There's no such thing as the Queen's English. The property has gone into the hands of a joint stock company, and we own the bulk of the shares." So even back then, it was pretty much well known that the Queen's English was gone and that American English was the new standard.
That's why, when I was in Amsterdam, I was like, when I wanted the English menu, I didn't say the English menu. I said, "Where's the American menu?"
Right.
And you know what? I got shit from that, but it was just the truth.
Yep.
It's not there for fucking.
And what do they do, TJ? Then they go, what are you talking about?
Oh yeah, no one was like, "I don't understand what you mean." You know what? It's not English. We need to stop even calling it fucking English.
It's American.
It's American now.
Today, close to 70% of all native English speakers are American,
Hell
dwarfing
yeah.
all other groups. A constant
course.
stream of American TV, films, songs, computer games, and websites have spread American words and expressions far beyond its borders. Perhaps the most obvious example is the expression okay, adopted by languages literally in every corner of the globe. Through sheer volume,
Hey,
American
wait a
English
minute,
has
so wait a
gradually
minute.
replaced British
We
variety
gave
as the
them
accepted international
We
standard.
gave them okay.
Okay.
They can't even say okay without us.
Nope.
Fucking
Nope.
cunts.
Other ones are, like, in Britain,
yeah.
the Queen's English, all these people that defend it, look at all the words. Here's a few words that we've replaced in Britain. Brits no longer say stupid, they say dumb, thanks to us.
You're
Brits no
welcome.
longer say angry, they say mad, thanks to
You're
us.
welcome.
That's just 2 examples. There are many others. So the Queen's English is dead. It's a dying language, and American English is the new international standard. It's the young who are particularly likely to pick up American slang through the songs, films, and TV that they watch. So there you go.
Yeah, well, how is that, though? Because, it's because we make all that shit,
Well,
right?
and what do young people gravitate towards? What's cool? And where does what did we say earlier? Where does everything
cool
come
comes from the United States of America. Thank
That's
you
right,
kindly.
foreigners. That's why your children all want to be American. That's why they listen to American music artists and drape themselves in American fashion and want to go to America. Because this is where everything cool happens, you dummies. And that's how we've invaded your countries culturally. We fucking assimilate your young. We give them cool, and they bring back America. Isn't it great?
Big, steaming,
Let's talk
fat
about something
helping.
else. How about the media?
No contest, dude.
Turn on the radio. Check the TV listings. Look at what's playing on the local cinema. Cinema. Sounds like what Brits call movies. Pull out a computer game or just go online and search for a nice chat room. Do any of these things, and within a short time, you will run into American cultural influence. Why does America have such reach in all of these media? One answer is market. The United States has a domestic market of over 300 million people, in addition to a potential global market of more than 2 billion English speakers. That means that Americans can profitably produce a great many TV programs, films, songs, computer games, and other products for use at home, and then export the same programs abroad at a very low price, usually making a profit in the process.
How smart Americans are, dude.
Another reason, and we've talked a little bit about this in the first act, is innovation. It's often in the United States that new forms of communication have either been invented or perfected. Television broadcasting is a great example of this. In the 1950s, American TV networks created a zoo of new program types, including game shows, soap operas, mystery shows, westerns, and of course, situation comedies that were later exported internationally. So we just showed you how we live and made you want the same thing. And over the course of the last 2 or 3 generations, we have turned you all into Americans.
We invented entertainment, dude.
We showed you how to dress. We showed you what music to listen to.
We gave you the
we
sewing
showed you what
machines to
foods
even
to eat.
put the clothes together in the first place.
We showed you how to drive and build your buildings and pave your roads and galvanize your rubber wheels for your shitty little American rip-off Euro
Let's just be
cars.
honest. If you take a lot of these countries out of the equation, the world's pretty much largely the same place. You take America out of the equation,
We showed your companies.
we're just living the dark ages.
We
dude.
showed your companies how to structure themselves like corporations so that they could turn into money printing factories like every corporation here in America. We showed you how to do business. All the jobs that you work are because we showed your stupid fucking fiefdom countries how to do corporate business. We showed you how to set up a company and charge money for your product and not barter for a sheep and a goat skin fucking water drinking tub or whatever the fuck. We taught you how to get cold, hard greenbacks in your hand and how to turn that into more. We taught you how to rub $2 American together and make $100 American, and we did it for free, you ungrateful fucks. We lifted you up out of fucking servitude and feudal fucking landlords that locked you all into just making things for them. We showed you how to run a business. We showed you how to pull yourselves up out of the fucking drudgery of slavery and fucking grunt work and make a business.
This is a
You're
country
welcome.
of mavericks, dude.
You're welcome.
Well, you know what, Paul? The American spirit is something that's just been so strong. Like I said, since the dawn of civilization, we've just been there churning away. The wheels have been churning and churning forward. There's other countries, they get stuck in the mud. But you know where America keeps going? Forward to the future.
Yep.
Without America, there would be approximately 98% less school shootings and drone strikes.
Hey, you got to break a few eggs. You know what I mean?
I mean,
What are you going to do? Like, what do you think?
Innovation.
All of this luxury comes at zero cost? What do you think? There's going to be no death and destruction? Oh, we'll get to the death and destruction later. You're already painting it.
There's a price to be on the bleeding edge of innovation.
The death and destruction we export dwarfs the fucking school shootings. The school shootings aren't even notable in comparison to the bodies we place all over this fucking country. We'll get to that. We're almost there. Don't worry. But let's talk about movies. Now, a lot of foreigners would say, oh, it was the French that invented the modern movie, and that's fine. We perfected it. It was us that figured out how to make it not just a dude picking a flower and sniffing it. How many times are you going to show up and watch that? We made it a story. We made Hollywood. We gave people dreams. Hollywood is a place that exists in the world that sells dreams for cash. Only in America could a place like that exist. Only because of America could a place like that exist. Dreams for cash. Think about it. We perfected the film, and you have us to thank for it. And our films dominate the international market.
Yeah.
For every one film that's made locally in their fucking local cinemas,
have you
there's
seen
10
the kind of
American
shit
films.
that they try to put out in Bollywood and shit?
Oh, Bollywood.
Total dog shit.
China's trying to fucking steal American stars. We see how those movies work
lame.
out. Dog shit.
They're horrible. I mean, occasionally you'll get a decent
Every
film
once in
out
a while,
of Asia or something.
Look,
but
every once in a while, someone in
for the
Europe
most part, man.
But you know how they do it, TJ? They
How?
imitate Americans. They see what the American film industry has done right, and they go, "Hey, wait a minute, we can imitate America and maybe make something nearly as good." I mean, obviously, it's never going to live up to a real Hollywood studio, but they try, TJ. They try.
I take it that there are still people in the chat, TJ, that are not convinced.
Let's see.
I take it they remain unconvinced.
How convinced are they?
Hollywood's not the greatest example.
It's not?
Why not?
Where's a greater example of a place that just turns out billion-dollar movie
Who's more
franchises
dominant
for a
in the
living?
entertainment industry worldwide than Hollywood?
I'm waiting.
Let's hear it.
Anybody? Any other country want to pipe up?
Here's
Nobody.
some crickets. Here's some crickets out there, man.
Yeah, I hear nothing but
Hear
crickets.
the cicadas. Listen, some wildlife.
Yeah.
Here's some wildlife out there.
If there's
man.
a movie industry in your country and it's not the United States, that movie industry is a joke. And if you do, by happenstance, make something good that you learned from watching American directors, we'll just slap one of our company's names on it and monetize it for ourselves.
So someone has brought up anime as a reason why Japan
Get the
is
fuck
better.
out of here. What a self-refuting argument. Get out of here. Shoo. You know what? Anime exists because we bombed the fuck out of Japan and we fucked them up real bad.
So
Like,
even
we win
psychologically.
again.
You can even
Take
credit
the
us for
American
that.
dick a little deeper.
Well, actually,
Japan.
Anime was kind of. It started off as them trying to emulate like Mickey Mouse cartoons
Of course.
and shit.
We
So,
taught them how
yeah.
to do animation.
Like I
so
said-
get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, so even that
You know what it
could
was,
credit
TJ?
us for.
It's a fucking ant looking at a fucking mountain, dude. That's what it's like. That's like Japan looking at America. It's a joke, dude.
Self-refuting argument. Anime. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey guys, what about anime?
God, dude. So hold on. Let me see what else I've got here in the culture. Let's look at two brands. You want to pull up a couple of American brands there, TJ, that
Sure.
I'd like to have people take a look at. Maybe we can zoom in on a couple of these.
Is this something you already pulled or is something?
Yeah, no, it's something you already pulled.
Okay.
It's just should be the next thing on your list there.
Is it this?
Yep. That's the one.
Oh, God bless
yeah,
these
put it
companies.
full screen so people can see here.
Oh
TJ.
yeah, of course, sure.
Is this, if you've ever played, there's a game where you play a virus basically, and the object is to spread all over the world. And when I was looking at these graphs, I was reminded of that game because the viral spread is represented in these big red dots. But in this case, the case of measles that the world has that you see here, that's just Americanization at work. That on the left hand, you can see Starbucks, and I really liked this graphic because not only can you see the reach and the spread of Starbucks as it becomes this huge global brand, but you can see where the stuff that goes into making Starbucks comes from, how we just extract all of your natural resources. So, for example, those red lines coming out of the Nordic countries, yeah, that's all the wood and timber that is used to make the paper cups for Starbucks. Yeah, we just loot your forests.
Well, we kind of needed something to build. I mean, look, you got to make out of paper, right?
Hey, they got nothing but frozen tundra forest up there anyway. Let us cut down all your
Yeah,
trees
give it to
so
America.
we can sip lattes out of it, you dumb fucks. We get beans from all over the world. And we take all that, we take all your shit, and we make it into a product and sell it back to you at a fucking 400% markup because that's what we do.
See, that's what people don't get, Paul. They took all the shit. Like, yeah, you know what? These countries in Africa and these countries in Europe, what's stopping Norway from making Starbucks? You know what it is? They don't have the American ingenuity. They don't have the American spirit.
They don't have the drive.
They have all the same shit is available to them, is it not, Paul?
But think about it.
It's all available to them, and they do nothing with it. But it's our fault for taking advantage of that stuff?
I feel bad for Africa. They don't got they got some McDonald's. They don't have no fucking Starbucks.
Not
dude.
yet. Give it some
We're
time.
getting
They'll get there. We'll get there. They'll get there.
I see some North African Starbucks
Come on,
there.
give them some Starbucks, man. They need it.
Looks like Egypt has got a Starbucks.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to get it eventually.
Not sure, but
Oh, wait.
that's McDonald's, dude.
Look at this American
The Middle East,
corporation
I
that's
guess.
just been exported around the world, Paul. Look at it.
But really, the tail of the tape is McDonald's. Take a look at the rash that we've given the world in the form of McDonald's. Look at how it spreads. Look at Europe, buried under a mound of red. You're all eating our fucking low quality
I think I
shit.
could be at 3 different McDonald's within 10 minutes of my
Oh,
house.
yeah.
God bless this country.
In
And
various
anybody
directions.
in any of these fucking giant red circles could say the
yeah.
same fucking thing.
Of course.
McDonald's is ubiquitous.
Paul, they could get
And you
in
know
those
what?
countries. They could have it delivered now. But
Let's
thanks
be
to
honest.
America,
McDonald's isn't even all that great.
Nope.
You just eat it because we tell you it's good.
It's a throwaway
You just
fucking
eat
restaurant.
it because we put the big golden arches in your face and made you want to worship them. You just eat it. You just eat it because you have to. Because nobody in your country's making an easy, quick burger stop, and nobody in your country has the fucking foresight to have such a brand. So we just give it to you. Look at the rash, and it just keeps spreading. 10 years from now, this fucking map is going to look a whole lot different. There's going to be a whole lot more red and green on these blips. It just keeps happening, folks, and what are you doing about it? Like, I saw somebody in the chat right now. I can read it from over here saying, it's disgusting. What are you doing about it? If it's disgusting, why aren't you inventing something better? Why aren't you filling your fucking shopping districts and streets with fast food from your country?
Well, you know why?
Because you can't.
Because they're not Americans.
Exactly, because you can't.
All they can do is think about what they want to do. They can't actually act.
All you can do is eat what we give you. You can't do it. You
And
can
know
be
what they do?
disgusted by it all
They
you
sit
want.
around on the internet wishing they were us, wishing those chains were brought to them.
How many Big Macs have you eaten in your life? Probably
uncountable.
hundreds.
Uncountable.
Hundreds, bitch.
So-
or quarter pounders, or double cheeseburgers, or McDoubles, whatever the fuck.
Of the top 10 global brands, 7 are based in the United States. Coca-Cola, which holds the top spot, is often viewed as a symbol of Americanization. The worldwide tours of musician Louis Armstrong were sometimes referred to as Coca-Cola diplomacy. Fast food is often viewed as being a symbol of U.S. marketing dominance. Companies such as McDonald's, Burger King, Pizza Hut, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Domino's Pizza, among many others, have numerous outlets all over the globe.
Look at it.
All of the world's biggest computer companies are U.S.-based: Microsoft, Apple, Intel, HP, Dell, IBM. Much of the software bought worldwide is created by U.S.-based companies. Kyanis and Campbell note that the USA occupies also in global terms a very strong position in the software sector. By 1900, observers saw Americanization as synonymous with progress and innovation. In Germany in the 1920s, the American efficiency movement was called rationalization. Rationalization. That's right. It's rational to be like us because we tell you how to live. And that's the second act done. And that brings us, ladies and gentlemen, to the final act of our 3-act showcase tonight.
Oh, hell yeah.
And the final act is entitled America Does Not Lose. Or, if you prefer, You Exist Because America Allows It. You ready? You ready to hear?
I'm ready.
Because we've been talking about violence, and we've been talking about, I've heard people talk about war. Well, I told you we were going to get to it. We're getting to it now.
It's here. You guys ready?
I would like to start this little part by showing you 3 countries, the only 3 countries, by the way, in the entirety of the United States that have not been invaded or seen a major American military presence. That's right, every fucking country on this planet, but these 3.
The United States military gets around. There are countries with which it's gone to war: Iraq, Germany, and Japan. There are countries it helps protect: Turkey, Poland, Bahrain. There are countries most people don't even know that America sends troops to, like Thailand, Pakistan, and Antarctica. We've fucking had military operations in fucking Antarctica, bitch. There are so many countries. In fact, there are only 3 countries in the world America hasn't invaded or have never seen a U.S. military presence. Andorra, Bhutan, and Liechtenstein.
Wow.
Liechtenstein. So those are the only 3 countries not touched by the might of the American military.
I'm pretty sure those are all tiny countries.
Are these
too.
little tiny backwoods shitholes that no one's even heard of and no one lives at.
Yep. There's another map that I'd like you to pull up, TJ. It should be
Sure.
the next one on the list. These are just straight up countries that we have full-blown invaded. And
Nice.
as you can see,
Oh, nice. Look
as
at
you
that.
can see, this map is getting redder by the fucking minute. Everybody, now can you deny? Just look at this map. Take everything else that I've said tonight and throw it in the trash bin and don't listen to it. Just look at this map and tell me who daddy is. Because the countries in red are countries where we've waltzed into and waved our big dick in your face. Congratulations. Notice, you know how many times America has been invaded by a foreign power?
Let me think. Wait, no, hold on. There was that. No, oh, wait, 0.
Yeah.
Zero.
Zero.
Not one time.
Not a single time.
Yeah. Look at all these countries we've invaded and who's had the balls to invade us back. I mean, I guess you could say that the Brits a couple times.
God bless their hearts.
I mean,
they tried.
that was an
They
ongoing
tried.
war, you know what I mean? But when we're talking about actually occupying, invading, having a large land army, as soon as we kicked the Brits out, it was over for that.
Yeah.
Well, it's
There have been a
done.
few little incursions across the Canadian border. There were a couple of little wars where, some stuff happened, but never an invasion. America's never been invaded. It just doesn't happen, but it happens everywhere
These other
else.
countries are doing all they
Everywhere
could
else.
do. They take little pot shots at us, Paul.
Yeah,
They try to blow up a little building or something here. They can't invade. They can't really seriously do anything.
You lost in Vietnam, Syria.
That's a lie.
It does not. So this list does not even include threats of nuclear weapons against a territory, such as during the Berlin airlift. So it's a very limited scope in terms of like.
Well, someone
Countries that we-
was trying to get some points against America by pointing out that we lost in
We didn't lose
Vietnam.
That's a lie.
Oh, do we want to go down that road?
Yeah.
We want to go down the road.
That's
of
the hill they
Vietnam.
want to die on, Paul.
Let me tell you what a loss in Vietnam looks like. How about millions of VA casualties? How about that? How about we start there? Did 1 million or more American soldiers die in the Vietnam War? No. But somehow we lost that war, though. See, you know what that war was about? We didn't want to stay in Vietnam. We weren't there to fucking liberate the South Vietnamese from the North Vietnamese with their Chinese influence and shit. That was all just a pretext. We were just showing China what would happen if they continued to fuck with us. We turned that country into an Agent Orange infested shithole, burned out with fucking napalm, piled high with the bodies of the people that dared stand in the jungle against us, burnt corpses as far as the eye could see, stacked like cordwood, but we lost that war. Fuck you. We manhandled the Vietnamese. We raped them. We burned them out of their jungles. We killed them and their families until they couldn't fucking handle anymore, and then we left
And Paul-
a smoldering shit heap behind.
Paul, also-
as a big exclamation point to China.
We didn't even use our most powerful weapons.
No!
We didn't need to.
We didn't unleash the full military might of America on Vietnam.
A
It was
couple of
limited
nukes,
military
and America would have won
operation.
again, guys. It wouldn't have mattered. You think the Viet Cong could have fucking stood up that fucking kind of attack?
Let me just, you know what? I'm going to
The
pull
biggest
up, I'm gonna
fucking
pull up
bombs,
a number of
hydrogen
Vietnamese
bomb
casualties
on
I
their
just
fucking
gotta
capital. It would have been over with. We won.
I just have to see. I should have pulled it because I knew this was going to come up. I knew some dumbass was going to go like, "Well, America doesn't
Vietnam,
lose.
you
I lost
lost."
Vietnam." How do you consider Vietnam a loss? By what fucking metric? Okay, so 58,000 American military casualties. Oh man, that's
Wow.
a big number. That's a big number. Well, we don't even know how many fucking Vietnamese died.
It's probably an estimate at least, though.
Yeah,
huh?
let me try and find it here. How many civilians?
I mean, it's
did
just
the
so
US kill?
typical, Paul, that people would pull this out on
Oh,
us.
here we go. Well,
Okay.
the U.S. suffered more than 58,000 dead in the
Drum
war.
roll.
An estimated 2 million Vietnamese civilians were killed. Another 5.3 million injured, and about 11 million by
Oh.
U.S. government figures became refugees in their own fucking country. But we lost that
We
war.
lost.
We lost that war. We turned their entire country into a big block
Yeah.
of bombed out refugees.
So we get a bloody nose, we chop their head off, and
yeah,
we
but
lose.
we lost that war.
'Cause
Yeah,
they bloodied
what a
the
dumb
nose.
fucking
Oh, yeah,
argument.
man. 2 million
Boo.
casualties.
2 million casualties,
5 million
11 million
injuries.
refugees.
I mean,
10
people are
million
still
injuries.
retarded there to this day, dude. They're still
Yeah.
retarded.
We fucking dropped shit on them that made their kids dumb.
Yeah, we made that place an unlivable shithole.
And you
for
know what?
generations.
Guess what, guys?
It's
They
still,
love us
it's
now.
still horrible there.
They love us now again.
Yeah, and now they suck America's dick.
Oh yeah, now they're drinking Coke and slamming down McDonald's
after we
just like the
spanked
rest of the
their little
world.
fucking bad bottom, now they're going.
After
Thanks,
we swooped
America.
in and killed
Can
2
I have
million
some
of 'em.
More?
They're like, you know what? We like America.
Yeah.
That was cool how they killed a bunch of us that one time.
Bong cha ha McDonald's. That's what they say now.
Fair.
I got nothing else to say. Let's see. Let's just talk about global military.
Someone said, oh, civilians, real fair win.
Oh, okay. Because that's how wars are won, by fighting fair. Get out of here, dipshit.
You line
All
up on that
Sounds
side.
like a salty
I'll
fuck.
line up on this side. Then
Yeah,
we shoot. This ain't a fucking gentleman's duel, dude.
Yeah, this is a war. We went over there to turn their country into a parking lot. And we did.
We won. Game over. That's it.
Let's talk about American military strength. Does anybody want to take a wild guess who occupies the top spot? Who spends the most money per capita on military in
us,
the entire
easily.
world? Oh,
It
really?
ain't France.
You think so?
Yeah, more than like the top 7 or 8 next countries
Combined.
Yeah.
The next 10 countries below us combined spend as much as we spend on our military. There's absolutely no question that America
Look
is
at that. Military strength, bitch.
number one. And that's really the only one that you need
Wow.
to even
I mean-
fucking
there's-
read.
Is there other ones? There's not even other ones. This is just about America.
Yep. Going beyond military equipment totals and perceived fighting strength is the actual manpower that makes up a given military
We can
force.
look at the global firepower list. Let's see. See who's even number 2.
We've got
Russia.
145 million people ready to fucking pick up a gun and fight for this country right now. Fit for service, 120 million. 4 million reaching military age this year. We got 2 million active duty military personnel right now ready to fuck up anybody on this planet who hair lips us. We're ready to go. And we've got the best equipment, the best training, the best support, the best fucking... We got more aircraft carriers than the next 10 countries below us.
So let's take a look at our total assets here, because we got all kinds of shit.
Okay, we got air power.
Yeah, so hold on. Yeah, so this is our population, our air power
I mean,
here.
and look, Paul.
Yep.
Every day, F-35s. I mean, there's so many things under development right now.
We've got almost 2,000 fighter aircraft ready to take to the skies right
got-
now.
And
we're building
We've
more
got-
every
we've
day.
got almost
3,000
3,000
attack
More every day.
aircraft. We've got 5,000 transport aircraft to get our fucking 2 million soldiers right on your fucking
3
major
million
cities.
trainer aircraft.
Almost 1,000 attack helicopters, guys.
Fucking 6,000.
Yep.
Close to 6.
We've got total helicopter. Well, no, that's
that's total
the
helicopter strength.
score, right.
Attack helicopters got almost 1,000.
We've got
of the
1,000.
sons of bitches.
Only 1,000, guys. Only 1,000.
What about our arm? We got,
got
6,000
6,000
tanks.
38,000, almost 39,000 armored fighting vehicles. 950 self-prepared artillery units ready to fucking blow your entire country to smithereens. We got 795 old-school towed artillery just in case we want to just fucking set up shop a mile outside of your stupid fucking European country and shell it until there's nothing moving in it. We can do that. We got fucking 1,197 rocket projectors just ready to fire endless hail of fucking rockets at
What about
you.
the seas?
Oh, the seas are really why we dominate. We've got 20 aircraft carriers, which may not sound like a lot, but I think the next country in line has 2.
We have 10 times as much. Fuck you.
Natural resources, we've got a really good base. Like, we're talking about war in the future where, you know, we're squabbling over resources. Well, America's got vast reserves of oil that we have untapped. So we're not in any trouble of running into a petroleum shortage any faster than any other country that relies on foreign oil.
Someone said one carrier has enough firepower to take most modern world countries.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
And
absolutely true.
We have 20.
We have 20 of them.
20 of them.
We could simultaneously attack 20 first world countries and just park an aircraft carrier outside of each, and you wouldn't be able to assault it. Support vessels, anti-aircraft missiles. The deck would be swarming with fucking modern fighter aircraft. It's over for you.
We
Bombers.
have 10 frigates. I don't even know what those are. We got
Frigates
them.
are just smaller support attack boats.
65 destroyers, 66 submarines, 13 patrol craft, 11 mine
And each
warfare
day, TJ,
vessels.
And each year we moved more and more.
We don't have no Corvettes,
Raider.
though. You guys got us beat, I guess.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever that is.
I don't even know what that is, whatever.
Look how much fucking natural resource we consume.
We
Dude,
consume way more.
Yep.
beautiful, dude.
We're just
God
sucking the
tier.
world dry.
Well, we need it.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, look, this country.
How else are we going to keep raping everybody?
But I mean, Paul, we're so busy inventing the world that we need that energy.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're not there, who's inventing this shit?
Can you make an argument that fucking petroleum should be funneled anywhere else
All
in the
China does
world?
is steal our shit.
Yeah, and guess what? Our great leader, Donald Trump, has already said, you know where we're taking the war next? To fucking space, bitch.
Space war.
Space Force, bitch.
Space war.
So we're going to dominate not only this fucking country and the world, but we're going to dominate the entire...
We're going to dominate space. No one's
we're
even
just gonna dominate...
No one from any other country is even going to space without our say-so.
No, not at all.
Dude, we'll get the Space Force. It's over with, dude.
No more satellites.
And you
for
know what? Anyone fucks with us, we'll just shoot their fucking missiles
We'll
out of the
just fucking
sky with a laser satellite.
Our fucking laser fucking global defense net's just going to be like, okay, well, you're destroyed
We've
now.
got eyes on you. You're no longer allowed to have satellites because we own space now. You're fucked.
Yeah, we'll just take all their satellites out. Like, no, you can rent our satellites.
Yeah, you want a glimpse? We'll let you see what we want you to see.
Yeah, we'll give you an edited feed of what we're getting from our satellites.
I mean, they just
no
won't even be a
problem,
threat,
Russia.
dude.
No problem,
These
China.
other countries will just be dominated by us.
No problem, every other country on the
Their
face
military
of the earth.
can be destroyed at the fucking snap of your fingers. What are they going to do?
Can we talk about foreign military bases, TJ?
Oh, yeah, we sure can. I got a list.
Should anybody question whether or not their countries are utterly owned by the
Here
United
we go.
States?
Here's a map. This
Just
is all,
take a little look.
This is where we have bases.
Australia,
Every
Japan,
corner of this globe
Germany, the United
is
Kingdom
populated
looks
with our fucking military assets. We are ready to strike at you at a moment's notice.
like. Anywhere in the
Spain,
world.
Germany. How many are in Germany alone?
There's like a whole article about the amount of them in Germany. Like, there's not even enough room here.
This is what I love. There are 34 facilities and even more installations.
Here's just all of our installations in Germany. You know, we got, well, that's not even all of them.
I love that German people have this national pride. And they think like, oh, we as a German people, we like to blah, blah, you have nothing. You're an American military outpost. We allow you to think that you have self-governance because as it stands right now, you're rolling over and showing us your belly.
Yeah, you know what? I see all these people talk about our debt. Like, you owe us all this debt. It's like, dude, if we ever decided, fuck your debt, we'd rather
that's
just,
what we say it
cheaper
is.
to destroy you. We could just be like, yeah, we owe you this debt. How about we pay you in missiles?
Yeah, if you've been...
How many missiles do you want today?
If you've been listening to this last act, come collect it.
How many bombs do you want?
Come collect it, bitch.
Yeah, that's like, hey, you know that guy in the house with like all those guns and bombs and shit that's like a super badass? He owes me like $1 million and I'm going to collect.
I'm going to send I'm going to send a couple toughs over there to rough him up. No, you're not. You're going to sit there and keep writing off fucking loan payments to us because we're going to keep sucking you dry.
In fact,
Come get it. Come take
For
the money.
everything we've done, I think these motherfuckers owe us money with interest.
Oh, they do. They absolutely do. But you see, this is one of the ways that we allow the world to feel like that they have some kind of position.
Oh, the illusion
on
of
us.
power, the control.
We borrow money in an economic system that we invented. We borrow money endlessly and then tell them fuck
I get what
you
you're
when
saying.
they come asking
We
for
come
the
and say,
payback.
hey, I need some money. Can you give me some money? And and what do these other countries do? They go, yeah, of course.
We don't
man,
even
I'm sorry.
ask.
Here you go.
We don't even ask. We just go, hey, you're going to give us a $20 million loan. And they go, okay. When are we going to get paid back? Whenever.
Not to mention, we tell them where to
Maybe.
build factories. We say, look, some American they need jobs over here. So you guys are going.
Let's see. What does this
turn
chat
some
got?
shit out for us.
Not really, lol. I'm sorry now. This is getting so low. Sounds like uneducated Americans. Come on, TJ, lol. Where's your reputation?
Yeah,
By the way,
where's the
how are you
reputation
gonna-
needed,
How are you going to
bitch?
call me uneducated in a giant run-on sentence with no punctuation?
So we've basically done nothing here tonight but show how America has total hegemony across the world in terms of culture,
upset. They're scared.
economics, and
Paul,
military.
Paul, they're scared.
And they're going, sounds just like a dumb American. What have we done other than tell you the facts about what your position on the totem pole is, you little bitch boy? Come on, dude. You suck hind teat to America, and you know it's true. You may as well. You can be salty about it. You can say I sound stupid for pointing out the fact, or you can just admit it.
Free yourself.
Isn't the first fucking step to solving a problem admitting that the problem exists? Shouldn't you just admit that your little fucking sovereign nation doesn't create a fucking thing people want to buy or watch? And doesn't have a fucking standing army that would last a minute against ours?
You know what the second thing they need to do is? Go buy an American flag. Go buy some American clothes. Just keep
What
supporting this
value
great
are
country.
you adding to this world? What value
You know
are
what
you
value they
adding
are?
that we don't
to
confer
consume
upon
our
you?
shit.
We let
That's all
you
they're
exist.
good for.
We let you exist. We let you think you have a government until it hair lips us. And you want proof of that? You want proof of that? Because I'm not just going to talk out my ass. I'm going to list off every country in which, due to American intervention, has had its government, whether democratically elected or not, overthrown. You ready for this?
Yeah, let's hear it, man.
It just goes on and on. Iran, 1953. Guatemala, 1954.
Oops.
British Guiana, 1953 through 64. Iraq, 1963. Cambodia, 1955 to 70. Laos, Ecuador, Congo, Brazil, the Dominican Republic, Bolivia, Indonesia, Ghana, Chile, Greece, Bolivia, Australia. Sorry, Australia, 1973 to 75. We intervened in your fucking country. We put a nice America-friendly government in place. How you like it? Portugal, Jamaica, Chad, Grenada, Fiji, Nicaragua, Panama, Bulgaria, Albania, Afghanistan, Yugoslavia, Ecuador, Iraq again, Afghanistan, Venezuela. I'm sorry, now I've got Scotty Venezuela disease.
Venezuela.
Iraq, Haiti, Libya, the Ukraine. The list goes on.
It keeps going. That's not the end.
No, that's the end up until now.
Oh, okay, but it's gonna keep on expanding.
Oh,
we
of
ain't
course.
stopping.
What, is there
Where's
any
the
sign that we're
refutation? I don't
stopping?
even see the refutation. I saw someone was like, "Guys, this episode isn't funny." Who said it was supposed to be funny? Faggot.
I'm not here to make you laugh.
This is
I'm here to let you
educational.
know what the fuck your
This
your
is for you
place
to
on the
fucking
totem
come
pole of the fucking
and get some fucking
geopolitical
knowledge
situation of this world
in
is.
your fucking empty little heads.
We're just trying to let you know.
Like,
look,
Where's the refutation?
we talk about politics here a lot. We talk about geopolitics here a lot. But in order to understand geopolitics, we have to understand who Daddy is, and America is Daddy. Everything that happens on this globe exists because of us, and that's really
refute that.
how I wanted to conclude tonight, with a little discussion with the two of you in the chat if they'd like to participate.
Yeah,
that I like to call.
I want to see what this bullshit chat's got to say because
Yeah.
they keep saying like,
Look,
"This is not.
this is an This is
fuck
not
America."
This is
blah,
not
blah,
supposed to
blah.
be funny.
Where's your refutation, bitch?
This is supposed to be an educational.
Where's your refutation of a single
informative
goddamn
episode?
thing that was said?
There
you
isn't one.
cocksuckers.
There
I'm going to
isn't
put my
one.
camera over
TJ,
here so I can look at
TJ,
the
do
chat.
you think that you've learned a lot?
I'm looking at the chat. I'm letting them know. What do you want?
I've learned a lot tonight. For one,
Bring it up. Bring it up. You got an issue? Come on. Bring it in America.
Show Paul where he's wrong. Show us where we're wrong.
Yeah.
If any of this,
Where's your criticism, bitch? Tell us why America isn't the greatest country ever.
defeat my arguments.
Yeah, where the fuck is your refutation,
willing
bitch?
to hear you out.
I've done nothing but talk about the factual position of America on a global stage. We have the strongest military. We have the
Largest
most
economy.
dominant culture. We have the largest economy. We dominate. We have total hegemony on this planet, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now refute me. Refute me.
None of them can do it. I haven't seen a single goddamn thing.
Because there isn't one. There isn't one. And that's really...
Oh, here's one.
Okay.
How's your healthcare system, bitch?
I don't know. How is it? Dude, we don't need a healthcare system here. Like, you think we need to spend millions and millions of dollars keeping people healthy? Dude, we grow Americans on trees here. There's too many of us. There's too many of us. See, we don't need to spend our whole lives in hospitals. We're too busy creating things.
And you know what? And all the Americans worth a fuck, they get healthcare anyways.
Yeah.
So we're fine.
Yeah, if you bust your ass and make something of yourself, you've got healthcare.
You got to
You
prove
don't,
yourself
no?
a true American
Look,
first.
America's a proving ground. Prove yourself or die. That's it.
Yeah, it's a harsh place. It's not, you don't just get to come here and scoop handfuls of gold out of
Look,
the
we
stream.
understand you guys
gotta
have
be an
socialized
American.
medicine. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of efficacy to that, but you know what? Because you guys need it.
And
Otherwise
that's
you'd
one
all
of the
be dead.
strengths of this place. Look at your country and look at the amount of people in it. I don't care where you're from. Look at the amount of
There's a lot of
people
fat
in
there.
it that are dying to
Dead
be
weight.
Americans. Dying to be Americans.
Some
They
people are
want
bringing
to
up
come here.
the war on drugs.
What about it?
Or they're saying that, it's a boondoggle, it's a waste of time, all this stuff.
So what? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Yeah. Did I say America's perfect? No. No, we fuck up here. We got problems here in America. This wasn't the America doesn't have internal problems show. This was a, despite their internal problems, America still dominates everybody else show. Yeah, we got problems here. There are things we could do better. We're working on it. We're a work in progress, unlike the rest of you.
Yeah, America,
We're out there
unlike the rest of
innovating.
these countries, is constantly improving and expanding.
We're coming up with how you're going to dress and how you're going to talk and what you're going to
We're at
watch
the
and eat for the
forefront.
next fucking 10 generations.
You know what?
We got a lot on our
We're
plate.
the pioneers, guys. So obviously we're gonna make fucking mistakes. You guys all go sit back and go,
Hey.
well, you guys fucked up. You guys fucked up. Well, what are you doing lately? What have
Anybody-
you fucking done for me lately, other countries?
Anybody that's ever accomplished
Sat back and criticized us. That's all they do, Paul.
anybody that's ever accomplished a Herculean feat knows that there's nothing but fucking mistakes and mishaps along the road.
It is.
You learn from your mistakes. You take those mistakes and you make them stronger. America continues to make mistakes. We have the balls to make mistakes because we know that at the end of the day, those mistakes are going to turn into a flag-waving global revolution. The stars and stripes will fly over every one of your stupid little countries. Your mouths will be filled with our low-quality fucking fast food. Your heads will be filled with our American ideals from our music and our movies. And if you fuck with us, your bodies will be filled with American lead and burnt by American bombs because that is America, ladies and gentlemen. This is no longer planet Earth. Planet Earth does not properly describe the place in which we live. This is planet motherfucking America. Salute the flag, bitches!
motherfuckers!
Done. I got nothing else to say to these
It's
people.
a beautiful country and the greatest country this planet has ever known. And it's going to be an American that first steps foot on Mars. And we're going to pioneer in the stars. This is the greatest place that's ever existed. And I have not seen one argument made here tonight to prove that wrong. This is
They
the
got
greatest
nothing.
land.
Planet America, bitch!
Welcome
Salute!
to Planet America.
Bow down
I
before
bow
the one you
to the
serve.
might of planet America.